Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. If you are new here, my name is Pedro and in today's video I bring you a new game. It's called Animal Crossing. I'm sure you have heard about it, and this video is to help out if you just start Animal Crossing, if you pretend to buy Animal Crossing, or if you're restarting your island and you don't remember how to do these little steps. So in today's video I will bring you how to do your first 5,000 Nook miles to pay your rent. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. Before I start saying what is you need to do to get the 5,000 Nook miles, I would like to make a small disclaimer of this had worked for me. It doesn't mean you don't have another ways of doing it. So this took me around 30 to 45 minutes to do it. I would like to share with you, but definitely you have another ways of getting this 5,000 Nook miles. I just prepare a list. It will be everything in the description down below. So this is how I did. When you arrive to the game and you start the game and you pass all the process of the introduction, you will be brought to the island, and past a couple of steps you will go to sleep. In the next day, Tom Nook will be at the door of your tent and he will give you all the instructions of the debt you have to him, give you the phone and all the instructions. When you arrive to the island and he run away, you will have in your pocket 500 Nook miles just to start the game. The next step is to talk with the two villagers you have in your island. You will start with the Sisterly and a Jock villager. Talking with these villagers is very useful because one of them will give you an item, the other one will give you a DIY, and you will notice you can't not learn that DIY. But just talking with these two villagers will bring you 300 Nook miles. After you do that, I highly recommend you to go and talk with Tom's Nook. You will notice when you start the second day, he will give you some information of having a workshop, and this workshop is what will lead for you to be able to learn your DIYs. You will find a DIY in the mail, and you find the villager DIY. In my case, she gave me a lift umbrella. You will need 10 DIYs recipes for getting 300 Nook miles. When you do this workshop, he will teach you how to do a fishing rod. Follow all the procedures. It's pretty simple to do it. You just need to walk around your island and collect the tree branches. You have many ways of doing it. You can find them on the floor or you can shake some trees. The easy way actually is to find them on the floor because you take the risk of not having a nest and be stung by a wasp. After this, go back to the work table in the resident services, make your fishing rod, and that will bring you even more Nook Mile tickets later. For you to get the 10 DIYs, you have many ways of doing it. You can talk with Timmy if you have some bells and purchase from him a pack of DIYs or two, depending on the amount of bells you have. That is a way of doing it. Another way is to bring some fishes or bugs to Tom's Nook. When you do that, you're gonna have the possibility of inviting Blathers. Blathers is the person responsible for the museum in your island. But through all that process, he will give you more DIYs. For example, when you give the first fish to him, he will give you a DIY of how to make an axe. And that will help you with these 10 DIY recipes. Don't lose hope, you have many ways of getting it. If you are in an event, for example, popping balloons, if you have the slingshot, it could help you and find more DIYs. This is a kind of easy way of getting you extra 300 Nook miles. The next step I recommend you is to pop out your phone. When you pop out your phone, you will have an app called Design App, and that will help you to get 500 Nook miles. So you just need to open the app as you're gonna see on the screen and select one of the empty slots. You can do exactly like I did, or be creative and create actually your own design. What I did is I just put a dot, in this case was red, and I just saved that design, and that gave me 500 Nook miles. At this point, you have already 1,600. The next step is if you go outside and you look around, you have plenty of weeds and plenty of fruits. You're always gonna have a native fruit. I recommend you to collect 20 of them, and I recommend you to collect 250 weeds. It's pretty simple, it's a little bit time consuming, but if you do it straight away, it's a good way of getting this Nook miles. So if you sell 20 fruits, you will get 300 Nook miles. If you get 50 weeds, you will get 300 Nook miles. If you get him more 200 weeds, you will get 500 Nook miles. In all of this process and some fishes you will have left from previous giving to Tom Nook for inviting bladders, just for selling stuff, you will get an extra 300 Nook miles. So keep an eye on it and sell some stuff to Timmy, because more or less when you will do 500 bells, they will give you this Nook miles, and it's quite easy to do it. The next step, I will put it together to catch 10 bugs and 10 fishes. Catching 10 bugs, it will bring you 300 Nook miles, and catching 10 fishes will bring you an extra 300 Nook miles. When you do this process, I'm quite sure you will break one of your tools, the fishing rod or the nest. When you will do one of that ones, you will receive an extra 300 Nook miles. So it's pretty good to do it and to catch all of this amount of bugs, because all of them will be kind of connected together. So that is what you can notice from all of this. They are all related together. The next one is using your phone. All the time you collect Nook miles, you will get 300 extra Nook miles in a certain point. So just remember to collect the Nook miles when you go through all this process. The next step at this point, you can do exactly the same tool, or you can, if you have another recipes or DIYs for another tools and you have the necessary ingredients to do it, I recommend it to do 5 tools, indifferent of what they are. If you have available 5 axes materials, just do 5 axes. If you have a fishing rod or nest, just do it. If you jump to the next day and you have bladders already in your island, he will provide you with a vaulting pole, with a ladder and with a shovel, and that will be 3 more DIYs. So when you have the possibility of doing 5 DIY tools, they will reward you with plus 300 Nook miles. The last 2 of them for you to get a round of the 5,000 Nook miles, and in my case I did, they are quite connected to each other. One of them is buying from Timmy, and the other one is spending 5,000 bells. It's not difficult to have it if you've been spending and selling him stuff. Sell everything you catch, from bugs, from fishes, from tree branch weeds or fruits. It's up to you. In terms of buying from Timmy, I highly recommend you to buy the swimsuit. If you don't have the vaulting pole, it could be very, very useful to walk around your island. It's 3,000 something, so that will increase a lot. Spending the 5,000 bells, I recommend you to buy some seed flowers from the bags and plant them. And that is another way I didn't need to use it, but making seeds on the floor and plant them for having flowers, it will help you in many ways later on in your island, and of course it'll bring you a couple more of Nook miles. And if you did all of this, you will notice you will end it up with 5,100 100 Nook miles. So congratulations, you just pay your debt to Tom's Nook. And here is the process. I will leave everything and the list of things you should do in the description below. It's very straightforward. Majority of them are connected to each other, and it's congratulations. I highly recommend it though when you go to Tom Nook and you give them the 5,000 Nook miles to talk with him again and upgrade your house. So that will make your tent be transformed in a house, and then that is the way you will have like a box deposit plate where you can keep your stuff. So I hope you enjoy it and I was helpful in this video. Of course, you have many other ways of doing this. Please let me know in the comments below if I was helpful, or if you have a more easy way to do it. You have plenty of things you can do. And yes, if you like, please don't forget to leave a like on the video, to subscribe for more content like this. I've been streaming and having a lot of fun on Twitch, and thank you so much. So I see you all in the next one.